This is Zanaya.
It's the righteous vigilante Jamon Creek, and you're tuning in to Minds Wide Open.
Yeah, yo, check it out.
Yo,
This is mainstream.
I'm
Never
straight.
mainstream.
Yeah,
You're tuning in to Minds Wide Open Media.
Shout out to the Florida Vibe Directory. You're now listening to the best playlist in South Florida.
Okay, then. Yes, sir. You already know what time it is. It is the Florida Vibe Directory. This is another brand new motherfucking live episode, live in this moment. Motherfucking link is active. Yes, sir. I go by your host. My name is Gabe Avelli. Of course, we got the man on the motherfucking boards, the big homie, the young Diafica Juice, cool hand motherfucking Luke on the boards. And today we have a very, very, very special guest. Of course, you know, one of the original hosts for Proximity FM. Definitely a Minds Wide Open affiliate, supporter, big homie, not the little one.
Never.
We got DJ Kundalali in the motherfucking building.
Yo, yes, sir. Big Kunda, never the little one. DJ Kundalali to some, Lolly to others. You know?
And we here.
Yeah, I'm in here.
Damn. First off, you know, it's nice to see you because
Yes.
it's been a long time no see.
Yes, it has. It has. I've been, you know, well, we'll get into that, you know, my absence and whatnot.
Right.
Absence in some areas and not in others. But, you know, just navigating this life thing, you know? It's really beautiful. I really do appreciate, first of all, Minds Wide in general for being one of the platforms to help me just flourish as an individual.
Yes, sir.
And as a person in the scene, if you will, as a DJ. Definitely taught me so much. I'm so grateful. Always will be for this platform.
No, we're
it definitely is,
grateful for
you know, in my opinion, the best.
Yes,
coming out of South Florida,
Yes,
in general, in the world. Yeah, it's Minds Wide world.
Let them fucking know. Well, Lolly, I mean, you know, we're here today, you know, to kind of get to know you a little bit better, you know. I'm sure, you know, people that have seen the channel have seen you, you know, on Proximity FM.
Yeah.
Seeing, you know, different things, you know, different takes that you may have on other situations. But, you know, now we're about to unpack, you know what I'm saying, the life of Kundalali. So
Yeah.
let's start from the beginning, you know what I'm saying? What was, like, your early life like?
All right. So I grew up in the music industry. Both of my parents are DJs. My mom's a DJ, my dad's a DJ, and my grandfather's a DJ.
Your grandfather too?
Yes, he's the one who started it back in the late 60s in Jamaica, and then brought it to North Jersey and New York. He was actually one of the first DJs to start playing hip hop in that area because, you know, back in those days.
It's around that time of, like, the time frame of.
Like, they were transitioning out of the jazz and the soul and the disco, and rap was just deemed as, like, what? Like, that's, you know, ghetto and weird. So my grandpa was one of those who's like, nah, I like this. This is the new age, you know? So, yeah, and then coming down to my mom's, she was one of the first women to be in, like, the Jamaican reggae dancehall industry. She used to actually work out of Marlin South Beach Hotel in the early 2000s.
Wow.
And she said people like Chili and Beanie Man, all Shaggy would just pass through. She would play, like, you know, roots rock reggae. So that's really been my background. As far as early life, it's always been like around sound systems and, you know, from I was yay high, I remember like digging in, what do you call them, crates and, you know, just that was like what I played, and I literally, like, music has always been my playground.
Wow. Now, before we keep going though, I need your grandfather's DJ name, your mom's DJ name, and your dad's DJ
Word. So my grandfather's DJ name is Sir Charles Hi-Fi.
name.
A lot of Jamaicans from the sound system culture would use the Hi-Fi at the end of their name because, you know, it was just Hi-Fi.
Right.
My mom's name, she started off as Sista Livette, which is a play off of her name Yvette. And, you know, Rasta's about live and all that thing. But, you know, she's later known today as Empress Yvette. And my dad is Humble Lion, basically because he's a humble lion. You know, he's humble, but he's also a lion. So, yeah, those are the three. And I also forgot to mention my little brother also is a DJ himself.
Uh-oh.
He doesn't have a name specifically. No, I think he's going by the General Enoch right now. He's 13 years old. He's still figuring things out.
I mean, shit.
Yeah.
Starting at the right time.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, Enoch is his name. It's his birth name.
oh.
Yeah.
I mean, he just got to put the DJ in front. He ready to go.
Yeah, right?
He ready to go.
Yeah.
So moving forward there, so you started digging in the crates young. So when did you actually like start to like, you know, put your hands on like the actual
So that's
turntables and shit like that?
that's funny because I tried so hard to be different from my family. Like I was like, I'm gonna be a lawyer, and
lawyer?
you know, yeah, I wanted to just be everything but a DJ until I really realized how much music just is my life and how I wanted to get my foot in the door. I didn't really like my voice, but I always realized how I just loved beats, and it's really just like instrumentals and beats, and I would just listen to songs and not even listen to what the rappers are saying most of the time. I just fall in love with the music. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to start DJing. I already know how. I've been watching my mom. I used to be stuck in the studio as a kid, like forced to watch my parents do it. Like I know the basics.
Right.
So I started around 2018. 2019 really. I didn't even have a controller yet. I mapped everything out on my computer.
So how old were you at this time?
2019, I'm 18 years old.
Okay.
I'm 18 years old, yeah.
So you didn't go to your parents for help at the beginning?
Nah, because one, I know they're going to be my biggest critics. And when I did go to my mom, she was just like, well, you know what to do, right?
Wow.
You know? And she just, I kind of love, because that's how she kind of, taught me a lot of things in life. But she was just like, if you ever need help, you can come to me. But
I want you to,
yeah.
I want to see that you're serious first
Exactly.
before I give you the sauce.
Exactly. And which is interesting, our mixing styles are very similar, even though it's different genres. But yeah, it started off virtual DJ. I mapped, and I highly recommend like new DJs to do this. Map out before you get a controller everything on your laptop. That's how I dropped my first mix that, people
Like
still fuck with.
using the hotkeys and shit, right?
Literally,
I mean, bro, you
using
could
the
get the
keyboard.
job done with it.
Literally, yeah. I probably could still do that right
'Cause
now to this
you
day.
can even set the settings up to get it closer to how.
Literally, yeah. Like I changed it to where I know P is play. Like I made it to my own, And I was like, I'm gonna just start doing it like this. And then, what sucks was right before COVID. This was like February 2020. I'm in New York City, in college, and someone reaches out to me because they heard my mix and they wanted to book me for April 4th, which is my birthday of 2020 that year. But everybody knows by that time,
Big Aries in the building.
right?
Yes, sir.
Big Ram, big
Yes,
goat.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, at that time, COVID happened and I was devastated.
So that would have been like your first.
That would have been my
gig.
first gig on my birthday.
Sheesh.
But then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna still get this controller, and we in here quarantining, so I'm gonna just.
So you started with the 200?
I started with the little
DD
one with the lights. Actually, no, I started with the
200.
party mix.
Oh.
I started with the little party mix, and it has the little lights coming out of
What's
it.
the name of the company? It starts with like
Newmark.
Newmark. Yeah,
Newmark.
yeah.
Yeah, and that I got it lit with that.
It's either that or the DJJ 200. It's like the best starter one,
Yup.
I don't know if you've seen the new one that they dropped, the Rev 1 or whatever.
Nah.
That's the one that I got now. And it's like,
Y'all gotta excuse me. I'm getting over a cold. My bad.
don't worry about it. It's like $100 more than the 200, but it does way more.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, so like if you're a starter DJ, like
Yeah. No, tap in.
Get the Rev 1, bro.
Yeah, most definitely. So yeah, that's how I started dropping mixes online, and I would just make little edits and slap chop mixes, and then I really life happened for a bit where I had to confine myself, and I then invested in an actual controller, the 200, and then this is October 2021. I got my first gig. It's like a Halloween rave in someone's like garage.
So what genres, like when you first started mixing, what did you start with?
I started with underground. Underground rap was just my main. That's just what I was passionate about. I really should have started there.
And like what artists were you like primarily gravitating towards that time?
Definitely artists from Broward. Like Rob Banks was literally the first song on the mix. I would drop in Kodak, but then I was still dropping there were still like some artists I don't even know of, like some things that would be on your related SoundCloud that would just funk at the time, and I would drop them in there. But I always try to make it very like I'm from Broward, but I'm different, So I would drop the like the Screamos and the Little Peeps and like the Ghost Mains with the Kodak. I just always try to make it like one world. Yeah. Just make it all connect. So that's what made it easy for me to get my foot in the door in the rave world, because I always loved those genres of music too. Like just my thing about music is the bass. Like regardless of what genre it is, I just love heavy like bass. Like it just smashes you when you hear it. So yeah, that's what I did at that rave. I remember I was so nervous. That was my first gig. And I remember like nobody was inside, and like the other DJ was like, yo, you can just pull up whenever you want. And that's the worst, because I'm like, I'd have to decide when I go on. But when I go on, the crowd fills. And I'm like, I could do this for real.
Yeah.
Like I could really do this. And then the rest is history.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like as a DJ, one of the feelings that is just the best is like seeing like people like nodding, smiling.
Word, whether it's 5
Or it's like
10,
when you play that song that you're like, yo,
the
this
floor
is,
filler.
or just that one that you're just like, I don't know if people are gonna fuck with this one,
Yes.
but I like this one.
And those for me personally, like it's the risk taking as a DJ is like you got to be okay with that.
That and
Have
then
to.
the second one that I really like is when people come up to you and they're like, I did not expect you to play this.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even think nobody knew about this. Like, yeah,
That's my favorite thing, especially in the underground world. Like people come up to me like, yo, Jay, you snap. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't hear like, Destroy Lonely and Ken Carson and Kodak in one set. Like, you raw for like those compliments, like those that really like warms my heart because I'd be nervous.
It reflects on your skill, but also on your music taste as well.
Of course, yeah, because I'm always nervous to like, throw in a little rager thing at the hood session or vice versa. Like,
because it's safe to just get out there and fucking play Drake and Bad Bunny.
Yeah, but that's never been me. Yeah, word too. Like, everybody knows, like, when you're booking me, you know what you're gonna get. I'll try to curate it to the best of my abilities, but
I gotta do me.
Yeah, the obscure. Yeah, for the weirdos. That's what I do.
So moving forward, so it started. You did your first gig. You upgraded the controller. So after you upgraded the controller, like what did you do from there?
I really just started focusing. I've set up like a certain amount of time a day where I would just mix, and I would just put my entire collection. Which this is like a huge tip. I put my entire collection, like all genres, everything, and I would just practice mixing those.
Like you're saying, like you go to all audio and just start making. That's the
that's like all my tracks instead of I really agree because it's like you really get to like.
Because I feel like with crates sometimes like you forget what you got. Like sometimes I have a problem. I'll go too specific in a crate and then I'm like limiting myself. Where I'm like, nah, I need to go to all audio and then refresh my sound.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? Because I always end up every time I make a crate, I never end up using half of it. Like I always end up jumping around and like pulling from other areas. But
that's a fact.
So yeah, after I got my first controller, I really just started to study the art of mixing and just music theory and like how many beats are in a bar and like everything like that. Because I feel like as a DJ, it is important to understand music and how it works. Like without a doubt, I feel like if you're dealing with music in general, like whether you're making music, even songwriting, like just knowing, the works behind it is very important. So I really delved into that. And honestly, in South Florida, what really helped me get my name out there was the rave scene. But all around, coming full circle to how I even got here, was Soul Relevant. Soul Relevant is a huge part of my success, I would say, physically as a DJ.
Yes, sir.
Because me and Pro Peace, we always had mutual friends. And in high school, I always used to listen to Soul Relevant. I thought they were the coolest thing ever. Like, there's videos of me from 2018 tagging them. Like, which is so full circle.
They've been rapping they were rapping in high school?
Oh, yeah. Like, well, they were rapping when I believe they're class of 2016. But I'm legit. So I was in high school listening to them. And yeah, they were just so raw. So, like I said, we had mutual friends. And this was at the time when they just started working with the Max. Shout out to Max Volume.
Yes,
by the way, they're also huge integral part. But yeah, when Pro Peace reached out to me, they were like, yo, we're me and So Relevant. Oh, me and Hyro, we are looking for a DJ. We want to start throwing these events, which ended up being the open mics that we used to do. And that really taught me like how to DJ a show, like not just playing a set, like how to deal with artists.
We'll get there.
Right?
We'll get there.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like just really like DJing a show and presence and me on the mic. That was a huge thing. Like I didn't start getting literally my first time on the mic comfortably, I'm not gonna lie, was Kundaground.
Really?
Word. Yeah, it's still something I'm working on. It's just, but So Relevant, Pro Peace, we linked up, she reached out to me when I was in Jamaica. I came back from Jamaica. And yeah, January of last year, 2022, we ran it up during them open mics. Our first one, I remember we was nervous. It was right after COVID with the Omarion.
Is it the one that Mikey performed at?
Yeah, Mikey did
there.
perform at the first. Yeah, that was back when the stage was like in the back.
Yep.
And, bro, we packed it out. I remember at first it started late.
I think I performed at that one too. I had something to do with that. I just don't remember what I was doing. But
I'm not gonna lie, that one brought everyone together, and I was just like, whoa. I remember we all looking around each other like, whoa, like we could do this for real. And then we started doing it like almost every month, and that just consistency as well. Like people seeing me and DJ and do their shows, and eventually that's when I started working with the Den as well, which was shout out to the Den. I actually got their pants on.
Yo, shout out to Alex, man. Shout out to It's Kenny.
Yeah, shout out to It's Kenny.
Shout out to Ace Villain. Shout out to
everybody.
Nick.
The whole Dem fam.
The whole DJ Loop.
Shout out DJ Loop.
DJ Loop is a motherfucking pillar in the community.
Bro.
Real shit,
when it comes to the sound sometimes, bro, like that man, he is saved.
No, if you got a technical difficulty,
He got everything, what you need.
And if not, Alex gonna get you.
Right. Right. Shout out to the Den.
Real shit.
Yeah, because I remember when they reached out to me, they asked if I had the ability to run a show, and I'm like, yeah, it's because I've been doing these the Max open mics.
Right.
It was like, okay, so come do this 10K Duncan and Tony Snow show.
Okay, so that was the first time I performed at the Den too.
Yeah.
That was probably the first time that we actually met.
I believe that's what it was, honestly. Yeah.
And
That was
Wi-Fi
sick.
God too.
Yeah, Wi-Fi God. Yeah, that was a great show.
That was a lit show. That's when
Yeah.
I kind of met everybody. Actually, it was like
Yeah.
that time type shit.
Yeah.
I was geeked too because like I had seen like a lot of people get on the Den shows, and I was like, bro, I want to get on this show.
Yeah.
How do I do it? And then like they finally tapped in, and I was like, let's fucking go.
I'd actually reached out to them. Honestly, that was one of the only people I reached out to directly. I was just like, hey, y'all boy need a DJ.
Come on.
And they
bro.
started fucking with me. And honestly, the reason why I fuck with Alex is the first out of many people, but he was the first to tell me, like, don't lower your rate. Like, whatever your rate is, like, we got you. Like, know your worth in this
worth it.
industry. Yeah. So shout out to him for real. That was huge for me because I don't know, as a DJ, I was just like, I was starting out, I was like, yeah, I'll do it for $50, $100,
Yo, I'm telling you, that's one of the things that it's like, it's so hard to sit there and like look at somebody and be like, yo, I'm worth this.
Yeah. It is. And you have to get like.
And sometimes you may lose out on that
Mm-hmm.
opportunity, but it's like, what are you gonna do? You feel me?
Yeah.
It's like you can't be a $50 DJ.
No,
forever.
because we realize you carrying your equipment everywhere. You're putting your time, effort. It's a lot of mental energy.
You got to deal with the request.
Yeah.
You got to deal with the fucking people. Oh, when are you gonna play this? And
Yeah.
then, I don't know if this happens to you, but like, I guess I'm just an inspiring motherfucker because every time I start DJing, motherfuckers be like, "Oh, you should do it like this." And do it like-"
Yeah.
I'm like, hold on, like,
Yeah. That definitely used to happen a lot at first. I've also used to think it was just because I was a girl. Sometimes people try to do it more. Like, I physically used to have people touch my board and like,
no.
yeah, like I've had to like be sturdy a little bit in this. You really have to like make people know that what you're doing.
Unless I know you and like,
Yeah.
you ain't touching my shit. Fuck no.
Most definitely stand your ground. Definitely.
So you started working with the Den, doing their shows. You did the Tony Snow show.
Yes.
Did you actually like you and Luke DJ his set, or he brought his own DJ?
So me and Luke broke up like the just the playing sets, and then I did 10K Duncans and Wi-Fi Gods, and then I believe we broke it up. It was a while back, but we broke it up evenly. I do remember doing 10K Duncans though. That was just for me at the time. I was like, bro, I used to listen to this nigga when I'm in college. You just booted up in the room like that was huge for me personally.
Yeah.
I also forgot to mention Town. That show with Father on the line. Me being on a lineup with Father,
It's crazy.
insane. And then finding
Especially
out,
being a fan of the underground and just
bro, like that was crazy. And then to find out that the organizer of Town was my long lost cousin.
Wow.
10 Days, shout out 10 Days, yeah. So a lot of full circle moments in Broward, but it's not hard to come across because we all family, bro.
right.
Yeah.
So through that, after that show, then what happens next?
So after the Den, that's when I really just started to drop a lot of rave mixes
Online.
and then from there, people really just started to see my diversity. And then all of a sudden, I would just say I'm just getting like, I got bookings like straight throughout, the months. And it was just like, a lot of like random shows here and there. But all of a sudden, I come across my long lost brother, Clutch the God.
Yes, sir.
He comes to me. He has his Trap Stars Only idea.
TSO.
I don't know it from a can of paint.
Big TSO, man.
But for some reason, I'm like, I trust this vision. Like, I really do. Because he was really just trying to bring, like, real, raw, underground party vibes. Like, no bullshit. Not a lot of, performances. Like, I just want people to party and just, have a good vibe. Mm-hmm. That was in October of last year. With that was
the first Trap Stars Only, where the whole shit I had.
Yeah, oh my God, yeah. If you were there and you made it to the end, bro, you real, bro.
I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just go vibe with Kundalali up here.
Yeah, I was safe in a DJ booth though, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, they gonna call it Trap Stars Only for no reason. It was real and raw,
It was some shit.
Yeah, and that's what I loved about it. We brought it back again for the Halloween. We did the car show. That went dumb. That was insane. Like, I've never seen anything so organized. Even when the boys did pull up, you see Clutch, he's just like, all right, everybody go inside. He was just delegating. Like, it was just smooth. It was a smooth party, and we partied afterwards. It was amazing. But yeah, the Trap Stars Only, you know, me being a part of that was just, I don't know. It just felt incredibly, I know I keep using this term full circle, but it's just, I don't have any other way to describe it. Like,
nah, I mean, from what it sounds like is like you've been at the beginning of a lot of things.
yeah.
You know, or just like those.
That is true.
Those
yeah.
crucial moments that it's like you can't really like take that. Like, you know,
Yeah.
it's like something that you have to feel like, holy shit.
Yeah, like
know?
you really have to be there.
And I
that's-
feel like with us is like we're constantly on the next thing. Like, oh.
Yep.
Like, oh, I'm worried about the stream this week. Oh, I got an event. I got this. I got that. That we actually don't sit back and look at the fucking stats
Yeah.
and be like, damn.
That's what I'm doing right here with you. I even forgot like how I ended up here. The So Relevant interview was
Yep.
right before the Trap Stars Only. It was like in September. And then afterwards we chopping it up, and then y'all boys was like, yo, would you want to come on? I'm like, hell yeah.
Because that was at the time that like we as like Proximity, we had like a kind of a different vision for the show. Because when the show first started, it was like me and Luke and then people on, like on the boards.
Yeah.
And it was just like me kind of like on some like act shit, you know what I'm saying? It's just me, and then we were like, fuck it, I'm gonna start inviting rappers.
Right.
So then that's when I brought Louis, Mikey, things and that. But then Luke was like, bro, this show shouldn't be that. Like, we have the Florida Vibe director.
Yeah.
Like, if a nigga wants an interview, they come here.
Right.
But like, this should be a personality based driven show.
yeah.
So-
and that it was.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then like we did the stream with So Relevant, and like, you know, we just all clicked. Like,
Yeah.
in a, you know, it was just a good organic conversation that I was like, all right.
It was the Gabrielle Union that did it. That was the
That-
best icebreaker.
No, that was the one that we were like locked in after
Yeah.
that. You feel me?
Yeah.
So after that, I was like, all right, who would be good? You feel me? And then we had added Water to doing interviews.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I'm gonna bring Water. And then for a long time, it was us, us three, you know, doing it and shit like that. So I kind of want to get like your perspective on, you know, your time during that time, because it's your interview.
Yeah, that was honestly, at first, I remember, yeah, like I said, I was so excited, and then I came on, and then I realized, like, this whole, like, you know, just being on a podcast or, you know, just having to be yourself, you have, it's like something you don't even think about, but it's like, it is a little hard, like, having to delegate, like, what to say when, or just how to flow, really. It's just learning how to flow. That was my biggest struggle at first. Then I realized you just have to, like, take that overthinking cap off and just vibe.
Yeah.
And that's what I really learned how to do. And that's when I really flourished.
And I feel like too, like me, you, and Water, when it was like we hit a groove where like we were just like, you know, we knew how to bounce off of each other like, perfectly. You know what I'm saying? And then like, you know, then you know you kind of took a step back. So then we started to add more people, and that's kind of where we're at today.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, let's talk about like that time of the hiatus. You know?
Yeah.
What I'm saying?
So, you know, just like, you know, we all have, you know, curveballs in life and everything. And
sure.
as I feel like it's super important as an artist in whatever you're doing is to always just, you have to find that balance of your personal life, what's going on, and your work life. Because I found myself constantly going through things and still overworking myself. And then I realized that I actually, like, I always thought I was one of those people that could keep going, but I hit my battery. Like, I hit it completely where I really had to sit back and figure out, like, you know, what do I really want to do? So then I was like, you know what, let me just try throwing my own little show. Try that with Kundalali, which that was amazing. You know, me stepping out.
No, your set.
I appreciate it.
Your set was so fire, bro. Like, I remember when you played Rockstar Made.
Yeah.
And just like that energy, like it was really dope.
I appreciate that, because me doing Kundalali was like to really show, I guess, why I started DJing, like the underground. And just like how you said, I was there for the beginning, a lot of things. Like growing up as a teenager, like 12, 13, I'm growing up when it's like the bass boys is coming out, like, you know, and then little, you know,
Goth Money.
Goth Money, and, you know, all of that was coming out. And I was very, very, very much like into it. And I was, you know, friends with people who were just affiliated in the music scene here. So I'm seeing people like, you know, members only, like these boys went to Piper and they blowing up. I'm like, I could do this too. Like I could DJ too. I could, you know, it was super inspiring. You're seeing Kodak, like he's from Pompano, like that's down the street. Like I could really do this. So that's why I really wanted to show that with Kundalali, like just to encompass the entire underground of South Florida. Like, you know, like the Kodaks versus the members only, if you will, and just
Everything
mesh
in
them
between.
together. Yeah, like
Everything
the
in
hood
between.
and the Ragers, like, because we all one in the same.
But if you notice though, it's like that's the key to success.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like that's why a motherfucker like a Lil Tyler does so well.
Word.
Because it's the same fans.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And he's smart. Like how he dropped a song with Ski Mask and then he doing the little shimmies. Like he know what he doing.
You gotta have that balance of like the. I guess you would say what the underground and the streets.
Yeah.
You know,
and it's just like the different scenes, the different worlds, because they do always end up. I'm not really sure if it's all the way like this in other cities, but in Broward, like they always
and the
always end up merging.
because I mean
somehow.
the only people that let like underground people do shows is what like these street type of clubs.
Exactly.
These maybe a strip club like you know so you
Right.
you gotta dabble
gotta
with
find
both.
your niche. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
So when you did the event, you were trying to mesh everything together. How did you choose the artists that you chose to perform?
So I obviously, I mean, So Relevant was a given because as I'm talking about like what, you know, how I got in the door and everything like that, even me listening to them, and there's some of the people that I'm talking about like throughout Broward who were making music and like making it happen, and they were in my biggest inspiration. So I put them on. I put Lil Vision on because he was one of the people, even though we weren't as close personally, because everybody else in the lineup, I'll get to it, we all have a more close personal relationship. But Lil Vision is one of those people that I actually listen to in my smoke rotation, like J hard.
No,
for
I
real.
like Lil Vision.
Yeah,
I
like,
like
for
Lil
real,
Vision,
for real.
real.
So then I had him, Clutch the God, obviously from Trap Stars Only.
Honestly though, I feel like he had the best set.
Yeah.
Yo, he came out with the motherfucking gloves.
Yeah, he just knows how to throw a show,
he
bro.
went to work. I'm not gonna lie.
And real, like, that's him in real life. Like, he just, like, knows how to, like, what are you sitting down for? Like, no, get lit. Like, what's wrong with you? What you quiet for? Like,
Right.
That's him for real. And then, yeah, Young Boohead, that's my brother.
Great guy.
Great. And he makes fire
The
music.
Henny God.
Yeah, Henny God, bro.
Every time you see bro at a show, he got a
Bottle of Henny.
Always.
Straight, stamp.
Ready to give you
and
a
I'm going
shot.
to secure it for you, too, every time.
Every
You
time.
already know.
Bro. Shout out to Young Boohead.
Yeah. And he makes some fire music that
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, these are all people that I've listened to in my smoke rotation and I'll genuinely fuck with. And I kept it at 4 for a reason because of the same thing that Clutch wanted to do with Trap Stars Only. Like, it's a party. Like, it's a vibe. Like, this is why, you know, all the kickbacks, like that type of energy. Like, this is
And two, it gives it makes the performances more special.
exactly.
Because like when you got to sit through 15, 20 of them, it's like there's it's not as special. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
why my main thing on the flyer was like, come party with the gang. Like, I passed the microphone to all my friends and my homies. Like, you're partying with us. Like, it's not like, you know,
It's not
niggas on
a
here.
showcase and
Yeah, it's not like that. But when I did it, I also realized like it's a lot of stress putting on a show, and it was very overwhelming. But I really did love the feeling afterwards. But
What
I
were some of the
realized-
things that were like very overwhelming to you?
I guess like delegation, overall, it really like I've honestly, because of the open mics and everything, I've mastered, like I had everyone's set list like prior, but then there's always something. If it's not a tech issue, like most of the, like a lot of people, like it's kind of funny, like every time I would go on the mic it's because my computer was going out, so I'm like, okay, let me fix this real quick, you know what I'm saying? Like it was really like, it was hard, but I flowed. I even broke my headphones mid show. I stepped on the cord because I'm moving so fast and everything.
Get hype and shit.
Yeah, like, but it was all beautiful, and but it was like an eye opener. It just kind of made me realize like what exactly like do you want to do and how much energy are you willing to put out? That's like, is it going to be beneficial for you? Like you really have to like, you know, just balance it, like, and that was becoming very hard for me. So I was like, you know what, let me take a step back. And even though I was only DJing for a year, like last year I kind of made it a tradition for myself to take a break during my birthday month, just so I could use that month always to just vibe.
Hey, you need to recharge your skills.
Yeah,
sometimes.
most definitely. And when I did that, you know, I turned 22, and it's like, it was a significant number for me because it's like, all right, 21 is just like, okay, get lit. But then it's like 22, it's like, all right, like, you know, what's going on? Yeah, shit's getting serious. So right after Kundalali, I did my first show back in New York, which that was just monumental for me because, to keep a long story short, me leaving New York in 2020.
You can make a long story long.
Yeah.
You on the Florida vibe director.
Yeah,
Come on
I'm used to passing the floor.
Come on now.
But in 2020, COVID happened, right? My grandmother, who I was living with, I was living in the city, but I just left the city in January. And April 7th, 3 days after my birthday, she passes away
Damn.
from COVID. And then I'm like, that's when I really realized at 19, I just turned 19, like my main support is not here. Like I got to figure out what the fuck I'm going to do. So I was also in school. I got hit with major debt.
What were you studying?
International business at a fashion business college. So I was still getting my business degree, but learning it through the focus of fashion at LIM College in Midtown Manhattan. But then I got hit with a big bill. And, you know, it was COVID, and I'm 19 years old. I don't have, like, over $10,000. Like, I got to go back home. I went back home, and I've been here for 3 years, since 2020. And within those 3 years, you know, I made DJing happen, but it was always a huge struggle for me because prior to leaving, I was so excited, like, I'm going to go to New York, I'm going to go to college, like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to fuck the city up. Like, I was just
take over the world.
Yeah, and then it just crashed and burned in front of me, and I was just like, I couldn't even pick up the pieces. Like, I literally had to create a new world. And then...
Did you feel like, fuck, I got to go back home? Like, I'm that one person that I was talking shit about.
Yeah, no, I most definitely, I humbled me most definitely. I ended up working at, it's nothing wrong with working in food, but, you know, ended up working at Jersey Mike's Subs, and I'm, like, seeing my peers, and, you know, whether it's condescending or not, it's just my little egotistical head. No, people are asking me, like, oh, so you're down here, and, you know, and I'm making a sandwich, like, you know, I felt little, I did, you know, so I was like, you know, I use that as my motivation and my drive, like, I'm gonna do what I have to do to like make a name and sustain for myself. And then I came across, shout out Lux, Zenosphere, who throws the most insane raves out in New York City, bro. Like you just gotta be there, bro. You gotta be there. So yeah, I ended up linking up with them. They put me on this show for this rave in Brooklyn this past February. And it was like almost 350 people there. Wow. That's probably the biggest amount of people I've ever played for. I'm having controller issues out the ass. I'm not even using my controller. Yet still, it was such a great show. The response I got was just, I was not expecting that. Like, I literally, like, the next morning, I'm looking out in the city, and I just, like, come to tears. Like, I really, like...
Did that shit.
Did that. Like, I don't know how, but, you know... Like how that's, I don't know, I did it, but I made it happen. Like, that was me. Because I still can't really tell you how, because it was a lot of bumps along the road, but I'm just very like the Aries. I'm like the Ram. Like I just keep fucking going. Yeah. So once I did that show, it was great and all, but I also realized for some reason the response that I felt like I was pulling teeth with down here came so naturally out there. And it's nothing against Florida. Florida's my home. It's always going to be the crib.
It's where you're from, though. I feel like no matter what.
Like it's a hometown thing.
Yeah, no matter what, where you go, they're going to show you love outside of where you're at. Always.
And regardless, I mean, why wouldn't I want to, like, especially as a DJ, like, why wouldn't I want to branch out?
Right.
So I've really just been planning, you know, my next move. And my next move is to be out there in North Jersey and, you know, New York for a little bit, at least for the summer, you know. You know, summertime out there is insane. So, you know, we'll see where the summer takes us, and then, you know, yeah, the rest will be the rest. But I'm excited, and it's just a very bittersweet time for me, though, very much so, because I really do love Broward. This is where I'm from. It's in my blood. It's how I talk, how I walk. But, you know, it's just like you said, the hometown thing. It could either... You know, why stay stagnant? You know, like why? Like just like we were saying in the car, like if it's not working, why force it? Right. You know, so I'm just trying to put my feet in each areas. Who knows what's next? UK, Atlanta, LA. You know.
You kizzle.
Yeah, London, dog.
So what's your plans to get up there to New York? Like, are you gonna like continue to drop mixes online?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Because you already got pretty much a network out there.
Yeah, I do. Luckily, I did. Do a lot of networking prior to when I used to go out there for the summers and when I did stay out there in 2019. But now people are actually seeing me and take me seriously as a DJ. They were actually trying to book me like all throughout that weekend then. And I'm like, wait, y'all boys, I'm coming back. I'm spin back. Right. And that's what I'm doing. So, I'm going to do a few raves. I really want to, tap into like some good underground shows out there too, which that can't be hard. But, yeah, I'm really just going to DJ, as much as possible. I want to get into like also those like DJ streaming shows and everything. I'm just trying to get my foot in the door everywhere.
As much as you can.
Yeah, and bring Florida with me.
Flood the fucking street.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
You can take the girl out of Broward, but you can't take the
Broward out the
All
girl.
right.
Come on now. Glee.
Yeah. Gleaser.
Now, this is something that I just wanted to talk about because I knew it'd be fun.
Yeah.
Let's talk about DJ pet peeves.
DJ pet peeves.
So,
Yeah.
DJing for a showcase, like artists performing, what's your biggest pet peeve in that situation?
Well, when you come as an artist to a show, assuming that A, I already have all of your tracks, or B, I know which order you want them played in, and then you proceed to go perform, and I play them as I play them, and then you go on the mic, and then you just they always like trying to cuss the DJ out, like yo.
I'm
DJ,
not gonna lie, that's my biggest pet peeve. Like, bro, like
you came here unprepared.
Like, bro, one, you came here unprepared, and then two is like, bro, if you're a performer, you should know any difficulty. That's your job to fill it in and make
roll
sure that
with
you
it.
have a good show, bro.
Yeah.
Don't turn it on me because I just press space bar.
Word,
Stop
word,
this whole shit. And then
word.
what you gonna do? You gonna have to run back the booth and
Now I
play
raise the
your damn
BPM on your whole set. Your whole set's fast mix and you out of there.
I start fading out.
Fading out, bro. Now your whole set's messed up.
Oh man, one of my biggest pet peeves for DJing for artists is like when they don't like. Let's say like, you try to make like a moment, like like somebody spitting, and you just like, all right, I'm gonna do like a fade right here so that the crowd can really hear them.
Yeah.
And then they stop because they like.
Yeah, they think I'm like, bro.
And then they look at you, you're like, bruh, like just keep rapping.
It's so
Like-
awkward.
like-
Yeah. Like now I'm sweating. Now you sweating. Like looking at each other is weird.
Like, bro, just keep rapping.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
And two is like, bro, don't try to send me this shit the day of. Like,
Yeah.
that's the one thing I hate. Or
Or the
like, when,
moment
like
before.
let's say like we're at the show and like, all right, I rap, but the show don't have nothing to do with me. But I just seen 5 performances and now I'm like, I want to get on this shit.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's when
like-
that cup of Henny hits you and you're like, I want to rap.
I need to be on here.
I got
And
something to say.
And it's like, yo, promoters, get your money.
Yeah.
But break me off.
Exactly, because standing up here, you know what I'm saying. I appreciate the ones who do
I'm
that.
like, yo, get your
Yeah.
because you know they're gonna have to pay to perform at that moment. But like, bro,
Exactly.
like, come in, because
Yeah.
I'm the one that gotta download this nigga music and play it.
Right,
Shit, you
right.
feel me?
It's a whole process, bro.
Shit's crazy. So
Yeah,
like,
airdrop saves lives, though.
I wouldn't know. You know, I'm not.
Oh,
Mac,
DC.
I'm not MacBook.
Oh, okay,
yet.
it's straight. My little MacBook Air been pushing since them college times. It is, bro. It is a ticking time bomb. I've said since last year I had 4 more gigs left. That's probably like -2. Yeah, I'm
Sheesh.
still pushing it though.
Nah, we gonna ride it till the wheels fall off.
Oh yeah, I got multiple flash drives, backups. Oh, I'm also, bro. I've been through so many broken USBs. Literally up to 2 days before that show in New York, I lost the USB, which is crazy because I always have all 3 in my USB. Well, now 2. I always have both my USBs in one spot.
You use what, Record Box or Serato?
Record box.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I made the switch to Serato
Yeah.
recently, and bro, I got that SoundCloud Go shit. Bro, fuck a crate.
Yeah.
Dog, like literally.
Yeah,
bro,
you can literally
like,
search anything up. I mean,
I got ready for a show in 30 minutes. Literally on the way there, I'm making
Yeah.
the playlist that I'm gonna play.
So I should
Yeah.
remove Record Box from my computer now then?
it does take up
Yeah.
a lot of space.
Yeah, you don't need it.
Got you. Good to know.
But bro,
Yeah.
Serato SoundCloud Go combo, shit saves lives.
Honestly, I know how to use all of them just because you kind of
have to.
have to. But yeah, definitely my preference is Record Box just because, I mean, it goes with my controller one. And I don't know, the interface is just easier on my
I
eyes.
like Record Box. Like I like it, but just the the Rev one, it doesn't go. It's only compatible with Serato. So,
Yeah.
like, there's little things that I prefer about Record Box.
Yeah,
that,
word.
Like I don't really like about Serato. but it
Most
is what it
definitely.
is.
Yeah, but yeah, DJ pet peeves, man. I just want to say, just take it easier on your DJs out there. And you don't know what be good. It's not. A lot of people say, oh, you just up there pushing buttons. All right, come push the buttons then.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Or like they think that the shit is just like, it's like one, they think because it's a passion that it's like you could do this shit for hours and you're
Yeah.
like always gonna want to do it. And
Yeah.
it's like, nah, bro.
Like it's not even the same as like rap. I even had like Pro. I remember one time Pro was at a show with me and she wasn't even performing and she's sitting behind me and she's like, yo, like this is different. Like doing this for hours straight and then having to do people's songs is like, you know,
you try to get a little drink real quick and then
Bruh.
the song stop and you're like, fuck, you gotta
Bruh.
run, you gotta run back.
Literally, I forgot what it was. It was one of them 1800 Nights by Kodak. Yeah, that's my pee song.
Yeah.
When I have to pee, that's my song.
Because you know that shit.
Yeah.
You know that shit as long as hell.
Yeah, most definitely.
Trust me.
Yeah.
That's the one that you let the intro and outro,
Uh-huh.
everything.
Yes, sir. Run
So,
back.
What's your the party dead? and you need to pick it up, what song are you playing?
Okay, so depending on where I'm at, I mean, usually Nudie and Kodak are like always like Nudie, Kodak, Chief Keef.
I feel like
and Cardi.
Because every time I see you DJ, I always hear Zone 6.
Yeah.
Every time.
Zone
like
6 gets it.
boom.
EA.
Yeah. EA, that's the one. Yeah.
EA does it. Because it's like, it's a slow starter, but then it's like.
It's so
that-
recognizable the
bruh,
second that you hear
It
it.
hits you, bruh. Yeah, that one. Rockstar made for sure.
Yeah.
Depending on like what type of show it is.
Right.
Yeah, Cardi will definitely tee it up.
Yo.
Destroy Lonely.
Have you DJ'd and played that Sexy Red yet?
Actually, no, I have not. I'm actually in the middle of making like a rave edit of Pound Town.
Ooh.
Yeah, that one's gonna be
Ooh.
really cool. So yeah, that's gonna be my new thing though, is just dropping edits. I really want to get into like that.
Okay.
Remixing and just, really playing with music, and because I really want to start producing. So like that's a great start, just teaching myself through the basics.
Because
of DJing.
you'll download like the acapella and then download like,
Word.
a different beat and
Blend 'em.
try to change the the BPM to match and everything like that. That's dope.
Yeah, cut it and
that's dope.
splice it up.
Maybe put a little reverb or whatever.
You
on
feel me? You
there.
can't give it to them all,
You know?
But yeah, most definitely.
What's your go-to sound effect? Not sound effect filter. What, is that like?
I feel like just filtering it out myself. I like to filter it out high. It depends on what. Like if it's like words, I like to filter it out high because it kind of sounds like a scratch almost.
So you leave the high. You don't cut the high.
Right. And then if it's like a song with a heavy bass, filter it down. So it's like, vroom,
Yeah.
and then you drop the next one in. But yeah, I think my favorite effect is my tag. Shout out to Pro Peace. She did my DJ Kundalali tag. If you didn't know that's her voice.
DJ Kundalali.
See,
Yeah.
if I had it right now, I would have hit it.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. DJ Kundalali. I can't do it like her.
I ain't gonna lie, it sounded
the
pretty.
pro voice.
It sounded pretty.
If you
official.
didn't give up halfway through, that would have been pretty good.
Yeah.
That would have been it. Yeah, that would have been it.
I'll practice. But yeah, that has got to be my favorite. But my the one I always put in the beginning of my mixes is like anything from Shatta's. It's usually the tech dua and left dua because that's my favorite movie. And
The young DJ Khaled in that one.
yeah, literally like young skinny Khaled.
Young skinny Khaled.
Yeah.
Young Wyclef in that bitch.
But because I realized like in a lot of the underground like edits, like a lot of the effects or samples they would use are from Scarface, and I'm like, that's my Scarface. I fuck with Scarface, so but Shatta's is my Scarface, so
Right.
That's just my Jamaican.
Yeah, no,
flair
because they
out.
always use the "Don't fuck with me." Yeah, they always use that one.
Always. And then Jamaicans sound system culture influence in music and DJing is just like huge in general, and I'm really big on that because I just want to represent it more. I feel like it's not represented by a lot of Jamaicans themselves, or at least ones that look like me. So I definitely want to be at the forefront of that, whether it's the EDM world, rap. Most definitely. I really just want to, because a lot of genres are derived from Jamaican music, you know, from dubstep to dembow is from Shaggy song Dem Bow, like he was saying, like them are bowing to him, and then they took the beat, and I love it. Bro, Dembow was hard.
That's
bro.
my shit.
Bro, shout out to my Dominicans, bro. Like
Yup.
y'all got that. Reggaeton has reggae in it, you know. So I
course.
really just want to
'Cause,
showcase.
even when reggaeton first started, it was more like they would take like the Murder She Wrote beat,
Yeah.
and take those beats and just
Yeah.
rap over them and do little things.
And I love it though, because I know some Jamaicans like they would rather like say people are stealing, but I'm like, no, there's no stealing when it comes to music, because everything is derived from something, and I would just rather be the one to represent. Hey, this is coming from my culture, and we all, we're all just here vibing. Like I'd rather just go about it that way.
How do you feel about Major Lazer?
I appreciate what he's done, but he's just one of the people that I'm talking about. Like it's just he's representing, but he doesn't look like me.
Right.
He doesn't. So I want to represent from my standpoint, and also being like, it's just also very different for me because I grew up Rasta, Farian, so it's supposed to be like roots and peace and love and even like militants in the sense of like empowering yourself. But then I still do love ignorant music, like
Right.
rage music and rap. Like it's still very much me. Like there's no running away from it. So that's where I always kind of found it like I always got like pushback from my fam, like you doing this and you gotta be careful what you're representing. But I'm like I know exactly what I'm representing. Like I'm not
Right.
clean, pure Rasta, and I'm not a straight ignorant like rage. I'm all in one.
Right.
And that's what I want to,
The
show.
duality of both.
Right. Most
Now,
definitely.
what's one of like the biggest misconceptions that people have about Rastafarian culture?
I would definitely say it's just what weed smoking is used for. It's not we're not just sitting around, it's just hitting a bong. It was really used to just as a meditation tool to get closer to God. Also, just unfortunately, a lot of the misconceptions come from our own Jamaicans, which is something a lot of people don't know about. We get the most pushback from our people.
Really?
Yeah, like it's even something my little brother right now, he always like had locks, we cut him and he's regrowing them right now, and he's having an issue in school. Like, it's like, he has to get this letter submitted, or if not that, he has to start covering his hair. It's just start doing, it's still very weird. And I'm like, this is 2023 and we're still facing, like Rastas were treated like how people of color were treated in America. At that time, that's how Rastas were treated in Jamaica. Like Rastas were used as target practice for the police.
Wow.
Yeah, like there was massacres on where what they would call Bubba Hill, which is like we would go and worship. Like they would go around chopping off dreads with machetes, and it was really bad. So I appreciate the love from the rest of the world.
You're saying like in Jamaica, like if you tell somebody you're Rastafarian, it's not, you're looked at kind of crazy over there?
Yeah, I mean, obviously just like how it is nowadays.
Would it be like how Jamaicans look? Jamaicans.
Me.
Damn.
Me.
Journalism, folks. Is it how like Americans, like how we look at like Jehovah's Witnesses?
No, it's literally like how it's just like pure discriminatory. Like how, I mean, I guess it is religion.
No, like when like you look at like a Jehovah's Witness, you're like damn, you're like you went all the way there. You know what I'm saying?
No, like they more look at it as if, like literally, like how people of color were treated. Like because you believe this or because you are this, we don't agree with that, and that's just, we hate that, and that's just what it is, you know. And it's like whether they deem us as dirty or just savages or what have you, like that's just how we're treated.
Wow.
It's a little better now, I assume, but I still get like, even when I'm around certain Jamaicans or in their minds, like I get certain treatment until I open my mouth.
Right.
It's just very strange, but that is something I would always love to bring more awareness to that if once I do grow my platform, because it is very sad. I appreciate how the rest of the world loves us. They really do. Like we get love in every other area of the world except for where we're from, which is really sad.
Kind of crazy.
But yeah, and I do love our influence. Like, with Bob Marley, I mean, he's one of the biggest people to ever come out of Jamaica was a Rasta, so it's just like, I really wish we got our represent. I don't know if he was even made a national, he probably just was recently or not. I would have to fact check that, but it's just like, still things like that don't make sense, But yeah.
Crazy.
It's beautiful. We contributed a lot towards music though, so there's that.
Damn, I mean, Kundalali you got a story.
Most definitely.
For real,
yeah.
for real. I mean, this is a very necessary conversation. You know what I'm saying, something that had to happen. I mean, of course, we wish you the best of luck. And,
Thank you.
We're very excited to see, what you got going. You know that you always have a seat at this table.
Thank you.
With Minds Wide Open,
Yes.
whatever, you need from us, what I'm saying, we're going to be there supporting you every step of the way.
Yes.
But I'm going to give you here this last moment to kind of give, a message to all your Broward people before you go, because I'm sure you're not going to get to see everybody.
Yeah.
So, the floor is yours.
Yes. I just want to do a quick shout out. I'm sorry if I forgot anybody. Starting with So Relevant, Hiram Pro Priest, The Max Volume Lounge, shout out Doc, shout out Creative, shout out J1KP, John Doe, Southside Scola. Southside Scola.
Scola, man.
Bro, Scola, man. Young Boothead, everybody who I've worked with, The Den, Black Market, everyone in the rave scene. I really appreciate all the messages and people that I've met throughout the way just by you guys coming up to me and complimenting me. Like, it wasn't just, those things don't go over my head at all, because I usually leave every set thinking I did a shitty job, and y'all like really have uplifted me, whether it be like you guys at Minds Wide or everyone that I've worked with, or even randoms that I never even got to like actually talk to. I appreciate absolutely every single one of y'all, and it was been amazing being y'all's DJ, that I'm so proud of myself, and I'm really proud to come from Broward County. No matter how much shit I talk, I really am proud to come from here. and come from a place where it's like we really make things happen with what we have.
Facts.
And we have such a large impact.
Facts.
And we wouldn't if it wasn't for that community. And I really wish that we could work on that more and stop putting ourselves on pedestals and try to bring all of us up on a pedestal, you know, because that's my one issue with the scene is like, you know, I guess entitlement or people feeling like, you know, I'm not worthy enough to work with this person or this, you know, I really wish we'd all just come together more. I really wish we had a little bit more sense of community across the board. But yeah, I really do appreciate every single experience I've had and every single person, you know, but mainly Minds Wide, Trap Stars Only, and where I started my home, the Max Volume Studio and Lounge. Love y'all, always.
Yes, sir. You know it's all love here on this side, man. Kundalali, I appreciate you for everything you've done for the platform. You know what I'm saying? I'm honored to have done shows with you, hosted shows while you've DJ'd, performed, everything, you know, that we've done. And, you know, like I said, it's been an honor. We definitely is not a goodbye. This is definitely a see you soon. So, you know, y'all make sure y'all go ahead, follow Kundalali, keep checking for her for everything that she does.
Yes.
Y'all be on the lookout for the Rave Pound Town remix.
Yes.
When that drops, that will have the streets on lock.
All right. And in the meantime, I do have a bass mix that I dropped for all my underground heads, my OG underground heads. I dropped that like a week or so ago called the Based Files. So
That's on SoundCloud too,
yes,
right?
that is on SoundCloud. It's going to be on YouTube soon. Yeah.
Let them know where they can find you on SoundCloud before we get about
Yes.
it too.
SoundCloud, DJ Kundalali, Instagram, Sailor Dread. And yeah, the rest you can find throughout all those links.
Yes, Sirski. I mean, you already know what it is, man. This has been a very informative episode of the Florida Vibe Directory. You know, I go by the name of Gabe Avelli. I'm your host. I appreciate you guys. Of course, you know, shout out to the man in the booth, Diafica Juice.
Always.
Cool motherfucking hand. And Kundalali for being our guest today. Y'all make sure y'all go ahead, keep supporting us. We will be back Saturday. Well, we'll be back with another interview in like a couple hours. So just if you here, man, go get some food. By the time you come back, smoke the blunt.
Yeah.
There'll be another. We'll be live again. So just be on the lookout there for us, man. We appreciate everybody that's been tapping in with us. All the subscribers that we've seen, you know what I'm saying? I know we haven't talked about it in a little minute, but shout out to the motherfucking subscribers, man. Shout out to everybody that's been sharing our shit. Shout out to everybody that's just been supporting. And if you're not subscribing and you're watching, what the fuck are you doing? Subscribe. You already know what it is, man. This has been the Florida Vibe Directory. We out this bitch.
This is Zanaya.
It's the righteous vigilante Jamon Creek, and you're tuning in to Minds Wide Open.
Hey, yo, check it out. This is Namestream, never mainstream. You're tuning in to Minds Wide Open Media.
Shout out to the Florida Vibe Directory. You're now listening to the best playlist in South Florida.